Lovely, mate.
Kirsty, nice little wake up alarm.
Get up there. Still waking up. Get this rod back out there and get a coffee in us, mate, eh? And then iron my forehead. Jesus. Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out. Nearly did a whole night without a bite, mate, eh? 6:25 in the morning.
Nice.
Eh?
Hour I was up though.
What sort of bite was it like? Was it like a
drop, yeah, just single beat.
single beep?
Yeah.
Another single beep?
Single beat. Cool night. Tired.
How many times do you get up in the night for a beep on one of the alarms?
6, 7.
Really? Yeah.
Easy.
Hey? You're a little bit tired, are you, mate?
Yes, mate.
He's only a babby again.
Is he?
Yeah, but we'll take it, mate. Poor old Geordie last night was up and down, you know, single beep on the alarm, so he's up checking all the rods, because he was on the rods last night. You ain't going anywhere, boy. So he's checking the rods. He's just gone back to bed for a couple of hours. Let's see if you can have a guess what side he slept on. Poor lad. Face is imprinted with his sleeping bag. Anyway, let's have a look at this little babby. She ain't the biggest in the world, mate, but she's big enough to put a smile on my face. Let's get away. Yeah, 23 pounds. Not the biggest in the lake by far. Probably one of the smaller ones. But yeah, well happy to go run into the rods, mate. Whee! One more little go.
God, and shoulders.
He's got a big old ridge on his back,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Bless him. Been sat in my bivvy doing some editing, and I've been told that my breakfast starter is ready. Hey, George? Alright, boy? Alright, my lad. The old deer's into a fish. A big old cloud of bait, mate, just dropped off that rod, and that bait just there. Instead of casting, just put it out in the boat, mate. Not like when I was in Spain with oars. Got a little lecky motor that looks, well, now that I think about it, looks a lot like the scutters from Red Dwarf. Mum's recently beat her PB. 38 pound. This is Jordan. Hey! Well, they can't all be giants, can they? Because we're doing rotation, aren't we? It's under £20, mate. Just say that's a bonus fish. He's still on the rods. We'll have him still on the rods. under £20 it don't count. It's a much better day for it, weather-wise. Walking around in my shorts, my sliders, man boobs out in this little sunny paradise, mate. We're going to load up with some bait and then we're going to get back out there, get this one back on the washing line. Bosh. Alright. Now you might think what we've done here is pretty crude, and you might be right. Obviously we'll remove all of this when we leave, but this is how we're fishing. This is how we're fishing from over the far bank to here, keeping as much line out of the water as possible and making sure that our baits are dropped bang on the spot every time. We've got a length of braid tied around this stump, which comes out and it's tied off to a branch above, up here. In the middle of that braid, there's a glow stick so we can see it at night. And on the glow stick is a elastic band. You pull the main line in a loop through the elastic band, and we've got a folded over bit of like grass, reeds on it. And then the main line goes bang in there, mate. And when a fish takes down there, it'll pull the main line through the elastic band there, causing a massive drop back up there. You just come over and tighten up. But all of that main line going from there all the way to the pod over there is out of the water. Sneaky, sneaky. All I've got to do now is get a bit of bait directly on top of that, pellet, and some maize water. Apologies for holding the phone so close to my face. I don't want to lean my phone over the boat and risk dropping it. I know what that feels like, and it's not fun. So we're now sitting on 6 carp between us. 4 of those have come from today, and we're only on 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 of those 4 have come off the same spot. Just having a little play with my new glasses. Well, I actually got these last year. They're polarized. They just clip onto your normal glasses. How about 25 quid? They're alright, mate. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. It's been baking hot all day. I'm just taking the boat out. I'm going to drop a few scoops of bait, some goo, some pellets, some maize and some crushed boilie over each of our spots that we're fishing over. I wouldn't be surprised if, we had a decent bit of action this evening. And that sun finally goes behind that hill and it's not quite so bright on the water. I think we'll start getting some action, mate. Until then, just enjoy this beautiful scenery. The edge of the jetty out to the grass, 1/2 metre this side of that grass and 1/2 metre this side of the jetty. That's where we're fishing. And we've got another rod over here under the trees on the old washing line method. Over here, boy. I'm gonna go over there, check the rig, chuck some bait on top of it. a carp in it. It's got to. That rod, fishing in there. There's the main line. There's the main line. It's going all the way back to there, and none of the line is in the water. Surely that's got to produce a carp. I mean, look how carpy it looks, even without the tactic and the bait. Look how carpy it looks. It's right in there. I pulled the rig out and I had a little feel. There's no snags down there. We've already been over all the spots that we're fishing. We've gone round with like an old landing net handle, and you feeling all the bottom, feeling for gravel, feeling for snags and lumps, and you know, feeling for branches. Find a nice little clearing. I love it, mate. It is 9:30. Got about 45 minutes of good daylight left. I'm going to have a little walk around to the other side of the lake. I've got a little jigging rod, and I'm going to see if I can have a little go hard up against the dam wall for some perch. Chris has said that he's got some nice perch in here. I love a perch. Looks perchy to me, boy. Right up against that wall. Let's have a little go without dropping my phone in the water. Wicked, mate. It's like the third cast in. I just cast in a second ago and there was something with weight there. I don't know if I foul hooked something or if it's like some big perch in there, but I'm pretty excited. See you later, mate. I'm buzzing with that, mate. Mate, I am absolutely buzzing that I just had that little perch. I think it was my first or second cast in. When I was jigging back, I really felt something that give it a real good pull. Yeah, it pulled so hard that I just assumed that I'd accidentally foul hooked something. And then, then a couple more casts later, I hooked into something and it shook off. And then I had that little one that I showed you, that little one I caught there. I love perch, they're absolutely beautiful, and I'm really happy that there is a little jigging rod here. The opportunity to go and have a try for some perch, you know, while Geordie's on the rods. Whoever's on the rods, the other person goes out and does like the baiting up, and then, you know, if anything needs to be done where someone would be away from the rods, the person that's not on the rods goes and does it. But when everything's done, yeah, it's a jigging rod there, mate. Brilliant. That was a bonus little perch. Well happy with that. I'm going for a cup of tea. Well, I said I was going to have a cup of tea. I had a beer first. I'm having a cup of tea now. We're going to wrap it up for the night in a minute. I've had a mad day. It's been brilliant. I'm running out of time on this video. See you on the next one.